Well, it makes sense when you have the opportunity to do what you love doing and doing it the way you want to do it and getting the results from the way you want to do it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, friends and loved ones. And we are not on TikTok today, so wherever you are, please do good by sharing for me on Facebook. We're about to learn. It's about the road show. It's the road show. The road show. The road show. The road show with Counselor Lucas. My driver is gone. Is gone out of town. My driver is going an off 10 days to Dubai. The driver is out of the country. She's just gone for 10 days off in Dubai. Hopefully, when she comes, we'll be able to deal with her issues. And I'll not be alone. I will be with her. So, thank you very much for joining me this morning. Invite a friend and tell a friend. The road show is on. What is my motivation this morning? This motivation is going to be gender bias. I have a motivation that is gender bias. But remember that in all that we do, this is proudly brought to you by MSP 30. MSP 30 is the H for the time. MSP 30, run away from painkillers, run away from menstrual smell, run away from no flow, run away from thought flow, run away. The word is run away, run away. Order for yours now. MSP 30. It is best for all women. It's a female bias drug, which is good for easy flow, for hormonal balancing. It helps you know what time is it. You will not disgrace yourself. You have a better flow. Anything that is worrying you about your menstruation, just go ahead and you see that it is intact and it is clear. It is called the MSP 30. If you're having signs and symptoms of menopause, where you have hot flashes, signs of early menopause, pre-menopause, you are not yet up there for the menopause, but there are signs and symptoms showing that you want to get into menopause. All you need is the MSP 30. MSP 30 is the best drug, which has been approved by FDA, not SDA, FDA approved, but sold out. It is sold out because you try it and you let your sister have one. Call me right now on 0277 609 644. MSP 30 is the H for all women. Well, once I talk about MSP 30 for women, then we should be thinking about talking for men. But who will talk for men? What is there for men? It is the Tonga Tali Ginseng capsules. 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 It is here. It is also here to stay. It's been in the system, and all you need to do is to do your 30 solid 15 days with the 60 pills. 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Tonga Tali Ginseng capsules. Order for yours now on 0277 609 644. 0277 609 644. Tonga Tali Ginseng capsules. The women know their own already. The tea is available. Wherever you are, remember the tea is available. Ladies and gentlemen, Makpe ginger honey chips. Makpe ginger honey chips. You know what it does for you. You don't need to be told. You don't need to be told. The ginger Makpe honey chips. Makpe ginger chips. Makpe ginger chips. Chew some and feel the clearance in your throat. Chew some and have the free vow. Chew some and see the effect of ginger. Wherever you are, 0277 609 644. 0277 609 644. Makpe ginger honey chips. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, if you hear Makpe ginger honey chips and you get confused, you don't know what to do, the only thing you can do for yourself is to make sure that the right people will give you the ginger Makpe chips. Because if you don't meet the right people for the ginger Makpe chips, you might have gone to a place to buy something that is full of sand. The Nigerian man will call it sand. You go and buy something that is Samsung, and then you come and disturb the Macquarie Company Limited. Every time you are buying, look for the Macquarie. So in the United States of America, it is not in bottle. It's in a ziplock like this. It's also like this. Macquarie ginger chips. Macquarie ginger chips. 862-215-2007. 862-215-2007. I am done with the part of my advert. If you have toothache, all you need is NBF, New Best Friend. It is the best of the best. It is the best of the best. You use to gargle, you use to brush your teeth. It's called a Gingervel toothpaste. It's also available with Counselor Lutrot. All you need to do is to call me on 0277 609 644. And now to the motivation for today. If you are created as a man and you have all the genes as a man, if you find yourself as somebody who has the hormones of a male, then you need to hear this. Every man was created to know how to brag. The bragging right of creation was given to men. God instilled his right to brag in men. God gave the power of procreation to women, but the right of bragging was given directly to man. So if you are a man and you can't brag, and you should be able to brag about what you have, what you don't have, what you wish to have. You should be able to brag with somebody's car that is parked that is not yours. It is not a thing for a woman to take pictures and say, this is my car. It's actually not part of pride. It is part of ego. So God instilled in every man the ego for bragging. So have the bragging right today. And let me tell you, wherever you are, whoever you think you are, even the first lady of any republic in the world or any president's wife, as long as you are a woman, if a man decides to marry you, have you, whatever they want you for, they can use their bragging right to have. This morning, for you to bring your head down and become weak and cry about spilled milk, as a man, learn to brag. Learn to brag. Show your brag. Show your level of your brag. Be a good braggart. Brag about what you don't have. Brag about what you have. Brag about what you wish to have. Brag. That is why you meet a man who is 90 years and he tells you, when where were you? Far back in the 90s, I was driving XYZ. Far back in the 80s, I was doing this. It is only a man that can brag. And when a man is bragging, it tells you that he's representing God. You don't need to have it before you say, I want it. Whatever you wish to have, ask for it. It is yours. The right to brag was given to man, and that is why God gave man the ability to create. So when it comes to man, man responds to the ability in him. That is why we call it responsibility. This morning, wherever you are, if you are a man, learn how to brag. If you are not a man, but you are married to a man, encourage him to brag. Never contest a bragging man. Never contest a bragging man. Never look for the clarity for the bragging of a man over you. It is hurting. It is painful. It is appalling. It is haram to find yourself fighting a man who is bragging. It is unacceptable that as a woman, when a man is bragging, you call it a lie. Meet that girl. Let that girl know that airport is supposed to be for your father, but because of litigations, you have left it. Take the girl to a fallow land and let her understand this land belongs to my family. We are still in court. Let them know that this is one of my cars, even when it's rented. This is the right of a man. This is the right of a man. So I want to bring you my motivation for this morning. And the motivation this morning is, if you are a man and you don't know how to brag, you will never own anything on earth. I repeat, if you are a man and you don't know how to brag, you will not own anything on earth. The creation mandate of men are to learn how to brag. Whatever your father has is yours. Whatever your father has is yours, because you and your father are one. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you want to brag about this morning, but anything you want to see bragging about this morning, go ahead. Brag about it. Go ahead. Brag about it. Let us see your bragging rights. Let us experience your bragging rights. Please brag. Take pictures of your future car. Take pictures of your past car. Take pictures of your current car. Stand in front of that house and take a picture. Just point at it. Bragging is the right thing that keeps a man going. When a man doesn't know how to brag, it's difficult for you to have a woman to marry or to have a relationship with a woman. Brag. A woman doesn't have the right to brag, because when a woman brags, she loses her femininity. When a man brags, he gains his masculinity. Where are you? What will you brag about this morning? Brag about something. Let your bragging rights buy you a plane, because when God came to make the world the way it is, who is God? He's a man who has created you in his image and in his likeness. That man is a bragger. God brags than any other person. Let there be, and it came to pass. We didn't know where heavens were hiding. We didn't know where the earth was hiding. But when he bragged about it, it came up there. Hear my word today. I came to tell you, never be downcast. As a man, if you become down, you destroy the future of the world, because the world belongs to the man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a man, come and learn how to brag. And your bragging rights can lead you to the best place of the world. You've not been to America before, but how many visas have you collected for people? And you talk like you know where the Pentagon is. You talk like you know where the White House is. That is what we call bragging. It is not pride. It's brag. So they don't know the difference between pride and bragging. The church have collapsed the ability to brag. But this morning I came to encourage you. Learn how to brag. Learn how to brag. Don't brag as a woman because you have pride. You don't have ego. No man has pride. Every man has an ego. And every ego is a sign of pride. You are the star of your family. The wickedness of the earth is in the hands of the man. It says, Beman is so much on him, because God put something in you. My brother, brag. Don't lose that girl. Brag. You don't have what it takes. Brag. You buy a false shirt, iron it nicely. Brag. The spectacle is not original. Wait. Brag. The sneakers is not original. Wait. Brag. Chale. Brag, oh, brag. Brag, oh, brag. Brag. And nobody can arrest you for saying what you don't have. Nobody can arrest you for saying what you wish to have. Nobody can take you to court for wishing to drive a Rolls Royce. Nobody can take you to court for taking a picture with a nice car and saying, this is my new babe. This is my new babe. Happy belated birthday to Dr. Charles Bachman in the UK. My brother Fokotolo Moneke. Dr. Bachman, happy belated birthday to you. We started celebrating from yesterday. And also a happy big birthday to the only certified side chick of Council Plot, Clarice. My biggest sweetheart in Atlanta, Georgia. I love her, Star Biabi. I love her to the extent that everybody around her is jealous. And I should not let them get us. But Clarice, happy birthday to you. Celebrate you because you are a good person. Everybody is good. Every part of your body is good. And then let me say a thank you to the husband and a thank you to Mandy. I pray for Mandy because that girl has a better future than any other person. Mommy, on behalf of Mandy and ourselves, say happy birthday to you. Celebrate it. Everybody on Facebook, but be careful. You don't touch my Clarice. Thank you. God. All right, so to today's topic, MFR Christiana. I hope you've learned something today. So when a man meets you and they are bragging with houses that they don't own, don't challenge them. One of the things you don't do is to challenge a man. I'll see you there. Even when you know the owner of the car, it is the right of a man to brag. And you are a liar, and you lied to me. You lied to me. Kalu. Lie to who? Lie to who? If somebody's bobo is there and I say it's mine, and you fall in love because of the bobo, and later you find out that the bobo is not mine, what is the lie about that? Is that a lie? Why are you going to eat the bobo? If I go and rent a car and I carried you from where you are to where you are enjoying it, I go to eat the car. And I feel so disappointed. I feel so hurt. I feel like I am no more a human being. Hey, this world. And yes, was my sister. My sister, a man must learn how to brag. So the car, he rented the car and he gave you a lift in a rented car. You just saw the same car somewhere. And you say, careful, me boy, because one as small as a car. You catch there also could be sir. You catch there also car. Oh, if when he has your own samai, Jamusa, me say, car near media. Oh, the registration document you quiet day, MFA, oh, the quiet day. MFA, oh, the quiet day, car near media. At day, over warfare. So, Musa, I go say, you cannot brag. If you are a woman, never learn to brag. Because when you learn to brag, it becomes pride, and that will disgrace you. Pride begins a fall. So be careful that you don't join the team of men. Nana, thank you. Good morning, Georgie. I miss our evangelism days at living Masa. We are customer teaching them now. And then crowd, what's the brag? You see the bragging, right? You see the guy is bragging. The guy is bragging. The guy is bragging. Wants everybody to know that he knows what I was doing evangelism on the floor. Oh, what a bragger! He wants everybody to know that he knows he's coming, Georgie. You are the ultimate enemy. Never call me Georgie again. What do you mean by that? I brag with my title. I am Reverend Doctor Counselor Sex Therapist George Luton. Oh, boom mona. Bodo job boom mona. Bodo job boom mona. Bodo job boom mona. So men will want to brag. This is why when a woman wants to step on the ego of a man, you lose him. You lose him forever. So this morning, my topic is what destroys marriage. I think I need to come clear with all of us. Your anger will not change the story. Your insult will not change the truth. He says, and you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Not my truth, the truth. So this morning, I'm treating a very vital discussion. You are not happy about it, but I have to do it. I have 1 hour and some 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm bringing this to your doorstep. Can you please share the page with me? Do that. Because this education must go everywhere. This education must be preached everywhere. Everybody must know about this education. This education is better than any other education. Why am I saying it's better than any other education? Because if you get this education, it will be difficult for you to lose it. So where are you now? Can you please help me by trying to share the page with a friend? Tell them that Counselor Luton asks you to do so. Go on all your pages now. Share it. Share it. It is not only church that you share, but this is also very important. I believe that when people begin to learn much about relationship and how it goes around and comes around, we will end well, and our ending well will lead us to the best place of life. I just shared it on my own page. Now to all the pages that I have, I want to go there direct and share. You too, can you please share it right now? Share it right now. Share it. Share it. Don't get confused. So what am I talking about? Like I just said in my motivation, never step on the shoulders of a man to rise up and shit on his head. If you step on the shoulders of a man, never forget whatever happens in life. The ego of a man can kill you and destroy you. So as a wife, learn no matter what happens. Remember that where you are, it is a certain man who brought you far where you are. They said it and it has gone into the head of a lot of people that, simply put, behind every successful man, there is always a woman. Hear me. Behind a successful man, there is a woman. So behind an unsuccessful man, too, there is who? There is a woman. The biggest fall of a man is a woman. The biggest fall of a man is a woman. The biggest breakthrough of a man is a woman. Whatever it takes, whatever happens, if you meet a good woman, you are forever completely the best thing that happened to our generation. If you meet the wrong woman, but who is a wrong woman? And that is what we are discussing today. Is any woman a wrong woman? Let me say this emphatically. No woman is wrong. There is no wrong woman. There is no wrong woman. There is no wrong woman. There is no wrong man. If anybody tells you that they are wrong men, they are lying to you. If anybody tells you they are wrong women, they are lying to you. There is nothing wrong about anybody. Fela Makafui is sweet. Medical is sweet. It is the generational trouble that was hanging on their neck, which is what I reminded them never to come together. And they took it lightly. And today, you are all mocking and laughing at them. But there is a miracle that is about to happen. And the miracle is that if you don't listen to what we are saying now, as if to say, in the absence of my driver, I am really operating in my DKB element, and I will finish at Lexi the comic. So let me go back to our story for today. So we are discussing what destroys marriage. And one of the things I've said several times is that as a husband, be careful what you tell your wife if you want to stay in marriage. If you want to stay in marriage, be careful what you tell your wife. This statement is not a popular statement. And I keep saying this to all of them. Look, there is no bad woman. And there is no bad wife. And there is no bad husband. But if you want to stay in the institution called marriage, be careful what you tell your wife, not what you share with your wife. There's difference between sharing and telling. Hello. So many of us are in marriage today, and we are scared to divorce because of what we have shared with our wives. Now, there is a bond that will cause you to share, but there is no bond in telling. There are times that if you don't know how to brag, and let me say this on record. If you are a man and you want to learn how to brag faster and better, one of the best places you can brag is not in Accra, Kumasi. You can learn how to brag very well in the Ashanti area. But when you learn how to brag, it's a small community, so it's difficult for you to exhibit the bragging. So if you want to learn how to brag, go to Kumasi and go and learn, and come and show it in Accra. Because in Accra, nobody knows anybody's auntie or anybody's uncle. The truth of the matter is that everybody has the right to brag, especially men. So if you are married and you don't want to destroy your marriage, if you are married and you want to maintain the marriage, if you are married and you want to stay in the marriage, not forever, but you want to really stay in the marriage and leave the marriage sane, one of the things you need to do is to make sure that know what you share with your wife, but be careful what you tell her. The reason is because women have a limitation to the capacity of storing what they have been told by loved ones. That is why it is very easy as a woman, if you're watching me, to lose respect. It is very easy for you to lose respect for a man you love. And if you lose respect for a man you love, your communication becomes insulting and confrontational. And once you become confrontational, then you are gradually going into the system of destroying your own marriage. Is it possible that you as a wife can destroy your own marriage? Yes. Oh, yes. You can destroy your own marriage by the things you say, by the things you do, by the things you interpret. So you can stay in marriage, even if not for long, even if it's for short, and survive it. But as we speak, the difficulty is that majority of our people are struggling to stay in marriage. This morning, let me bring it to your notice that it is not by force to stay in marriage. It is good. It is wholesome. It makes good sense that we'll see you married. So I say, be careful what you share with what you tell your wife. So if you go on my screen and say, how to know what can destroy your marriage as a wife. So I'm starting. Once you have decided to know what can destroy your marriage as a wife, then your first recognition is, I am not dealing with women here. I am dealing with a wife. Yes, like Dr. Charlotte will say, it is a woman that becomes a wife. I agree. But when you become a wife, it is very difficult for you to destroy your marriage if you don't forget that coming back as a woman is a reincarnation of negativity. Why are you confused? It is difficult to destroy your marriage as a wife, but easy to destroy your marriage as a woman. Hello. MFA Oyaje. Thank you, MFA. Thank you, Engineer John Trot. Hear me very well. One of the easiest things you can do to your life as a wife is to destroy your marriage as a woman and not a wife. There is something about being a wife And being a wife is difficult to break it. Now, where be mommy? The same color. Star be a catch though. They are laughing at the steering wheel. I think now then I'm me too boys on fashion. So let me continue. So know what can destroy your marriage as a wife. And I'm saying the first thing that destroys the marriage that is self-inflicted, yourself can destroy, is when you become a woman instead of a wife. So what is the difference between a wife and a woman? I say it every day. Yes, a woman is the one that they marry and she becomes a wife. But can you become a woman in the marriage whilst you are still a wife? So the first thing that you can use to destroy your own marriage as a wife is to become a woman in the marriage. Because immediately you become a woman, you have divorced. Because as long as you recognize yourself that there is a husband over you, then you are married. But immediately you find yourself that I'm a woman in this marriage, then you are no more a wife. And if you are not a wife to a husband, what are you? You are a woman, a female, or a girl. So in my personal inquisitiveness, which people call research, when we are being inquisitive, we call it research. In my act of being inquisitive, inquisitorial, in my act of requesting for actions and inactions in marriages, based on the compilation of the people I have met, I am meeting, I'm about to meet, in my bragging right of the people I take care of, on the oath of secrecy and privacy, I have discovered that the biggest canker that destroys marriage by self, it is when you lose it as a wife and become a woman. Yes, they will tell you semantics. Forget about them. Yes, the pastors will tell you it's demonic. Yes, I understand. Forget about them. Let's come home and be real. Let's be real. So the first thing that you can use to destroy your own marriage, and if you want to practice it, then hear my word. Marriage is not for a lifetime. Oh. So for you to lose your marriage is not anything. Oh. But it is painful to build and to destroy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Who tells you Fela McAfee cannot get anywhere? Look at the girl. Look at her body. Yesterday at the front page of Halifax newspaper. This is one of the pictures that are circulating for Fela McAfee. Can you see it? See. See an Aigbe girl shape. See. See. See Aigbe girl. See the shape. And you think when Medical loses this, Fela will walk like that without anything? Don't go there. She will marry again. But the problem right now is you can destroy your own marriage, and I'm teaching you how to do it. So that if you're watching me, you want to destroy your marriage, follow this pattern, and you will not struggle to destroy the marriage. The first thing is losing your identity as a wife and becoming a woman is a recipe for divorce. What are some of the ways that we become a woman and we don't find it appalling? If you are a wife, do you know your God makes it clear for those of you who believe in the scriptures? It says, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make for him a helper suitable for him. It is not good for a man to be alone. So hear me. Whoever has married and divorced is 486 million times better than the one who has not attempted marriage and is afraid. Look, if you have a child with a man, it can be compared to marriage. And you cannot practice marriage until you are married. Hello? Look, the way you and the guy are living, you think that you are living beyond husband and wife. It's true. What have you two done? Then now only for ya, then now only for ya, see the empire, make culture and never was there. Who bet my idea, only for you, until who say, I only for the said, yeah. Na ye ni adwin bi a eya wale adwin ye wa wale adwin ye wa pratwe adwin ye wa edi adwin ye wa nyonkofo adwin aya muntie de sunsun me ka kire asori no meeting the Reverend Dr. Counselor George Lutrot na me kana wentie a ye ka wontie Debbie na obe ho kai no over going man. Oh, me go dia oh yeah boy. So we to filia oh so we oh we so we to filia oh so we Bobby Brown could have still been alive. Whitney could have still been alive. But the association was part of the alleged conversation that led to her early demise. And love you. It is an association. So when you become a woman in marriage, it is easy for you to follow the addiction of your husband. Let me say this in appreciating to Kofi TV and Kofi Adoma. He will be my star forever. Kofi Adoma will forever be in the good books of Counselor George Lutrot. I'll forever appreciate him for whatever it is. No matter what is happening, Kofi is on top. Nobody can interview Counselor Lutrot and relax like Kofi Adoma. And no matter what, we'll come back again because we have a lot of deficits that we have not recovered. Kofi Adoma, thank you very much for your support. And thank you very much for the platform that we build together. But Kofi, you chop the money alone. That was just by the way. That's about Kofi Adoma. I love the guy. And he knows that whatever I get, I want him to get same. But now he's married. And so we should be careful when we talk about him because I think he's also a king's husband. Or Hiniku. Kofi Adoma, your Hiniku. Because he didn't hear what Hini. Yes, he didn't hear Hini. But he could be a case. Yes. That's all. So that's just by the way. I made a statement some many years ago, and the statement was that never change after marriage. Never change after marriage. Just improve on what you have and never change. The reason why I say never change is that when people adjust to take you the way you presented yourself, live like that. So the easier ways of a woman becoming a burden in marriage when she has accepted the idea of becoming a wife and all of a sudden she wants to destroy her marriage, the first thing I said, and I'm repeating myself, is to become a woman. So if you want to lose your husband, be a woman. If you want to lose your marriage, just go ahead and become a woman. What are some of the things that we do as wives? And all of a sudden, we find ourselves as women. So this message will not be applicable to you if you are not a wife, but will be essential to you when you become a wife. Then I will find a way to come and read your message. It's difficult to come and read. That's why I like readers. So if you can join me by clicking on the link, I can give you the chance to join me live. You can come live. It's just about clicking on the link that you find on your screen. So how do I become a woman whilst I am still a wife? So I made it clear to you that immediately you find yourself becoming a woman instead of being a wife, then what has happened to you is that you have lost the original reason of being a wife. It says for a woman, it says for a wife is precious. Who can find? She is worth more than rubies. So it is difficult for you to find a virtuous wife. Now, once you marry a virtuous wife, the exhibition of what she has been endowed with will be exposed. The first thing that makes you a woman, whilst you are still wearing the ring and still staying in the house of your husband, is to compete with him in sleeping. Compete, with him in sleeping. We are all tired and we have to sleep. Immediately you become a wife, your sleeping pattern has changed. Immediately you become a wife, your sleeping pattern has changed. So keep that in your head. So once you sleep and wake up with your husband at the same time, you've got it wrong. So as a wife, you need to wake up before your husband will wake up. Because as a husband, your wife wakes up and you are lying down as if you are sleeping, but you are supposed to be guarding your wife outside with your spirit by making sure that whatever she's doing, your mind is on it. So as a wife, you cannot leave your house to the studio without prompting your husband that I'm leaving, even though you are buying your own fuel or you are driving your own car. Because getting a car in marriage is part of the convention. It's not part of marriage. It's just a convention. So when they buy a car for you, learn to appreciate your husband. Now hear this. Hear this. If your mom marries you and takes you into a befitting house of your taste, mind you, it is not part of marriage. It's part of the convention. So learn to appreciate him. Learn to greet him every morning and thank him for the house. Don't brag. Don't brag. Don't brag as a wife. Stop bragging as a wife. You don't have the bragging right. You don't have a bragging right. You live in a community where your name, Mrs. Lutomufio, mind you, that name that they have put on the property doesn't mean that you own the property. It's not yours. It is only women that are interested in properties, not wives. Wives are interested in making the marriage work. Women are interested in owning property. When they forget that they are married. And abobody not to assassin my nadachu who am in Kolani Ambre and Kwasesem say comes from the mouth of women, not wives. So when you sleep and wake up with your husband at the same time, sleeping competition, you have changed from being a wife to a woman. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. It's the lecture, the roadshow. So there's the way you can change from becoming a wife to a woman is what I'm teaching you. Sleeping competition with your husband. Wake up the same time. No. If you become a wife, one of the first things you need to have is a change in sleeping pattern. Your sleeping pattern must be augmented. Your sleeping pattern must be rearranged. Your sleeping pattern must change. You can sleep more, but your more is subjective. Your more is subjective. What do you call more sleeping? And according to the medical record, you need to have 9 hours sleep. Ever since I got married, it's so difficult to have my 9 hours sleep. I will get sick. I'm having headache. My BP is not stable because of the pattern of sleep. Galu, 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 galu. Galu no boy, galu bad boy, galu no boy. Don't kill yourself with medical loose jargons. Don't kill yourself with medical loose jargons. Hear me? Don't kill yourself with medical loose jargons. Don't. Don't. Don't kill yourself. So your sleeping pattern must change. Now, not just your sleeping pattern, your sleeping position must change. The pattern must change. The position must change. So one of my girls whose bed is full of pillows. Oh God. Hey, she likes pillows. Unfortunately for her too, as a single girl, when she was getting a bed, she got a bed that is meant for husband and wife. She got one of my regrets. If you ask me, is there any regrets in your marriage? Yes. And I've told my wife. I've told my senior wife my regret. My regret is to marry on a big bed. Oh, yes. My regret in marriage is to marry and own a big bed. It's a queen size bed. I wished I could have married on at least a double bed or a 1.5 bed. And I'll explain. My wife can lie at a certain position of the bed that is subjective to review. She can lie at a particular position of the bed that your interpretation can be wrong or right. My wife can lie at a certain position of the bed that if you don't take her, you will judge her wrongly. But she's wrong. So your sleeping pattern has changed and your sleeping position too must change. You cannot sleep at the edge of the bed. You are not the entrance. And I wake up first. I have to wake up, and when I lie this at the other side, I don't feel comfortable at all. I feel imprisoned. I feel I've been caged. Hear me and hear me well. If you want to be a wife and not a woman, you should be caged. Do you know the definition of Mrs.? MRS. Master's Registered Slave. Hello, Mrs. Mrs. Lutrot is Master's Registered Slave. You don't just be a Mrs. You are a registered slave. And you can enjoy. So your sleeping pattern must change if you want to be a wife. Or as a wife. Because if your husband has not come home, you can't sleep. It's not human right. Marriage is not democratically right. It's autocratically right. Any marriage industry that has democracy is demolished and demonic. Your pastor is watching, but he doesn't want you to come and watch. If you practice democracy in your marriage is demolished with demonic attack. Marriage is not democracy. It's autocracy. Autocracy. That is why when you become a Mrs., you are master's registered slave. So learn how to sleep. Learn how to doze whilst your master is not home. And you don't determine when your master comes home. Any woman who can hit their chest with their 4 fingers added with their thumb and can say, me the one me feel my window, me bro, it's in me the one my do. Hey, kalu, aboa, otonono, kalu. Be careful. If you want to destroy your marriage as a wife, become a woman. And these things I'm saying are things that you do in marriage as a wife and makes you a woman and you lose your husband. For the sake of those who just joined us, we are treating knowing how to become or knowing how to destroy your marriage as a wife. And I've said it severally that the first thing is to be a wife and not a woman. The next thing I say, learn how to sleep. Your sleeping pattern must change. Once you get married, one of the things which is key in your life is to make sure that you, as you are watching me, once you become a wife and you are married, the first thing that you should know, I told you about. The second thing that you should know is that make sure that you know how to sleep. Don't compete with your husband in sleeping. You should be able to sleep last and wake up first. Don't compete with your husband. And learn how to sleep. Your sleeping posture is very important. What does it mean? It means that you don't sleep at the edge. You sleep behind your husband. Any woman who sleeps at the edge of the bed, not because they have missed their husband's absence and they want to pick the warmth from the place their husband lies, you know, it's dramatically acceptable when pretenses lose its originality in marriage. I will tell you one of the things that you don't want to believe, but I'm telling you this straight ahead. And the consequences of these things are what I talk about every time. I say, hear this. Your sleeping pattern must change. Your sleeping position must be registered. Insist to sleep behind your husband. Oh, I don't understand, because our bed is just in the middle like that. And the way our bed is, I don't know even where is the wall. And I can't even determine where the end is and where the entrance is. Kalu. You know. And I don't want to come and sleep behind him. Now when you're waking up, I see you are disturbing him. You are supposed to disturb your husband when you wake up. It's part of marriage. That is what makes you a husband. That your wife will get up from bed and you are not aware. Hey, Kalu. Mabel Sakite. My money is with you. My gifts are still with you. Make sure you bring it. It's a long time. Hayford. Thank you. I've seen your literature. I have to read it for you, Nana. Don't worry, I'll come. Let me flow with my lecture. I don't have enough time. Now hear me. Don't sleep where your husband sleeps. Sleep behind your husband. Any wife that sleeps not behind the husband, but in front of the husband is becoming a woman instead of a wife. When you finish watching my show, go and do this research. And if you're a man here, you can testify to it. Stephen, thank you. There is a sexual poster that stops the heart from beating. For a man to have a side riding, not missionary, but to make sure that you can bang your wife, say, Ubedine Fanchense. What that one said me faswa. Ubayalin and say, Ubenya stroke. And yam pema grono. A son said, Kumana pese ye preno. And our Kumana waha. It's your baby be a war baby and I betcha. One is say. And yes say. And your bat that when you man, there be a would you need for the one. Tisha stroke for na abadodwana. Say Ben Kumni ni fan and dear war no motion. Because you render this one inactive. Whilst ha ena kumano wo. Say kumane baba kwa faso bonnie. And your baby had the crew da, but more than the cell better who create men than a name. Learn to lie not in front of your husband. Lie behind your husband. If you lie in front of your husband, you have lost it being a wife. Now you are a woman. Emmanuel, thank you for admiring me so much. It is nice to admire me with Mumu. It's nice. They have a Mumu account. Yeah. Call me. Yeah. So the office is locked or open. Thank you. I know. I have to read messages. But can you push me to 120? This class, who can help me to go to 120? 80 is small. I dare actually. It's like I say, 1K. Maybe my common na no. Serious. Maybe I come up at and I said, when Shia and now, they will be Shia. It's very, very important and essential. And the reason why it's essential is because it's important. English. The reason why it's important is because it's essential. And when it is essential, you have to know its importance. Most men are dead. Most men have become vegetables because their wives have become women. And they are dictating to them. If your wife sleeps at the entrance of your bed, she's no more a wife by a woman. And once your wife changes from being a wife to a woman, it kills you as a husband. Josephine Bading, how are you doing, my love? Thank you for coming on. Abrabom nsɛm yɛyɛ yɛn ho aduru. Yɛngyae gyimie no a yɛbɛwu nkwasiabu adane nkwasiafoɔ wɔ nkwasiakurom. Na mmaa nyinaa bɛyɛ kunafoɔ a ne yɛrekɔ he. Yɛno ane sɛ na ambɛn. Please, can you share this to a friend? Please, not because of me, but for somebody to learn. Share the page. When you're sorry, share the page. Share the page. Copy the link. Go into your group and drop it there. Now, no, we are in you to this. I mean, it's so painful that we want to do 120 and all of a sudden the lessons are gone. This is a network, eh? And then we have to always change service. When I get to the office, I can't sit in the car because the air condition will not work, and the phone will start acting up. The phone will say it's overheating. The phone is heating, up. We want a phone will go off. If you're not just say we so an internet to go off because the internet you are using in the car. It means the test of time. Mr. Remo, can you continue to share? Thank you very much. Joseph, you share man for. Maybe I do know. But we are here again. Be careful what you tell your wife. Be careful what you meditate. The way I move. What's your officer? Come comedian abe use now. The idea going to a dinner lorry kwan so who use no ah. And you want to make us answer for. I don't know Nkrumah need you to Kunkuran. And to what on the etiquette, I would bet you so as it is a what cook Roma could talk watching. Ewo park, Musa Ubabedu. Who do feel jet was in a watch idea no or the Sabatuma, who really do dear Granny park move ye. When we are wallow. When I do a park, my hair, then some do a plate. If you have more genius, who could be any buyer or pell on pell. She park noom. Fagu plate woman, and I make come. And the mouth yere. She castle, see, or yidden. Etina mema de bia ne afon ye yire ye na ka ye yefu ene ye nkote and I want some fu bia won se hwe me se me kire mo ma no enti wa bisa na yire so mbre ni nsuo wa friend 2000 fi no obi an de woni tim na nsuo keke nsuo nti na afro ntimi ko se nsuo mi ready ni ye dia pem o ma me twe tie me hwe ewiase wo ade e be boa wo enye de enye se ye nyu ade e be boa wo na enye de na de ti enye de ni se sense e be boa wo so me see u pese wa wade egu ana u pese o se wa wade a tie dia meki dia di kai se san ho se yiri na ye oba esu oba na so yiri and out tia wade ase na odani oba wo bre eti mabobo so akire wo dia di kai se bomodi so be ye wo mo cho mo fanche mo ya so le sanete oye papa na wan fa akoma pan ya si nete na ka ye se ni fo so misawa ina si nete. It was a knock by my biscuit because I'm working on my breakfast. Tell me. So, tell Maka, make sure say onye oba ewa wadie we yere. Mempe awadie bia ehya ase ngrofo tena ho awadie ne nyene enfie miensa ebe ti say the enfie mienu na afide manu me ho enfie du achi ni me pese mi ja na awadie se oba pese oja awadie no tena awadie na se after 10 years onja bionda obenu no and at the end ya de so oba pese oja awadie wanu no awadie no. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous for you to live with a woman who has changed from divorce to continuation. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And it's a stage in life. Any woman who goes to marriage and they find the fault with the man will always find fault with every man they meet. The things I say, they are not popular, but they are from inquisitorial evidence. You will call it research. I don't think what I do is research. What I do is inquisitiveness. Eti mi dia sem ne bana me ka fa bufuo tie na koma paw di tia emboa. Manko counselor, I have to know my husband. Hear me. Any woman who wants to stay long in marriage never require to know who your husband is. Never in your life. I hope you can hear me. Never in your life add it as part of your marriage life itinerary to know who your husband is. Never require the tools to investigate about who your husband is. I want to know the man I'm living with. You cannot be sleeping with such a man on bed and you don't know what he does. Hear me. I say share with your wife, but if you want to tell your wife anything, be careful. I never said don't tell your wife anything. I said be careful what you tell your wife. If you want your marriage to be destroyed, these are the things that can destroy your marriage. So I've said it. If you live with your wife and she sleeps at the entrance of the bed, she's no more a wife, but a woman. Because a wife must sleep behind a husband. So look at the sexual postures. Your heart is on the left. So anytime you have a big buttocks and you are penetrating, you should make sure that the penetration, if you are lying down, it should be coming from this angle. It's not and some men, you are very, very stupid. Look, don't show your vulnerability when you're coming. There was a story that came up that the lady is afraid they want to divorce because the issue is that the husband gets too excited when she gets to orgasm. The husband cries. And I'll try to do. I try to palm you. Okay, to me, you hey, born to me. You are no more ready. A trade that you ding. A trade bon account. A head that you ding. A trade that you try and bomb. Near try to trouble. So learn the posture. So I've told you, have a sleeping pattern. And as a wife, your sleeping pattern must change. If you want, immediately you find that your wife is complaining, and I mean that they are cry and my sleeping pattern right now, it means that she has now realized that she is a wife. And I'm done on the action. Now say who the person cry, who are them on the action, and I mean who the man who cry, and I saw and I saw and I say go pen so, and I like you mudum once I went to man can be an initial, and then hey, because you poor lady, okay, you know, Jew before. So someone say our dear silence. The reading of my messages is my program right now. I want a reader for the messages. Me, I don't want to pause and read. That's why I say you can hit the link and come and read for me. If you hit the link, I'll connect you to come and read. I see a lot of questions and answers. Ask for questions, I'll answer. But Charlie, like this guy's literature, a dozen. But it makes sense. I read through it quickly. Please, anybody who is looking for a wife material will never sew any dress. I miss my TikTok. Like I'll clap my hands for myself. If you are looking for a wife material, you never build anything or sew anything. There is no wife material on earth. So what you have written, I've read it. The literacy and work has changed. There is nothing called wife material. You only know a wife material after marriage. You can know the attributes of a wife, but you cannot know a wife material. And we say the attributes of wife. What we are discussing, that what shows that she is a wife. Listen to me. Cooking doesn't make you a wife. Cleaning doesn't make you a wife. Sex doesn't make you a wife. Is somebody there? Giving birth doesn't make you a wife. But there are things that makes you a wife. And hear this. Maybe yours, it will be for the first time. And for you, this will be the last time you are here. Because maybe after this broadcast, internet back open so MTN for everywhere you go. That's why you you have to go through their hands because 10.12 terabytes. Sika. One kasa call Sika in MTN for. What is wrong with this MTN network? And because the other people are not serious about them, so they become one. Everywhere you go, but it is not happening. I am teaching good that you allow witches and wizards to enter. Let me focus. Because these MTN people, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with them. You have to go and sit in the office and they'll do it and there's nothing. And there's your area and your environment that you're living in. And then we have to make, if you know that the area I am coming to, look, you travel, you don't want to compare America to Ghana. Because even the forest in America is better than the capital city of Ghana. Why? People are learning, they are writing notes to change their lifestyle. You can't do no more year for you. And I'm going to TikTok for. I have just 40 minutes to end the story for today. So let me continue my lecture. So, like I'm saying earlier, for you to be a wife, hear this one clearly. And the clearance of what we are talking about is what does one say go to him? I put up a bomb beside you. But I'm meeting Crawford Castle Shake, you will tell me your pole. What could be Sanson on fire? Hey, what side where are you from? So share the page and invite them. Let's continue my lecture. So to be a wife is different from being a woman. And most of you are married to women, and that's why you're struggling. If you make a mistake and your wife becomes a woman, you become an obituary. And I want to encourage all men that if you want to live long, live with a wife. If your wife becomes a woman, excommunicate her. Excommunicate her. Do you understand what it means to excommunicate? What it means to excommunicate is to get rid of her out of your life. Because those of you who they've told you a lie, and the lie they told you is that they say one of the things you should learn is if you marry, you cannot divorce. And if you divorce, you cannot marry again. So most of you are living in. So this young man called John Adade or so. Young man, if you want to use my page to come and sell your data, do it the right way. Because you are disturbing me. Every time you come and do, I delete and you come. Don't do that. Show respect to my page. I don't sell data. The only thing I know I'm selling for now is MSP 30, the best menstrual drug for women. MSP 30. People are testifying. Somebody made a loose statement about this drug, and I've taken a very gentle decision on the person. I tell you, I am not God. I should crawl for this medicine very soon. 0277 609 644. The generation we live with are very disrespectful. So be careful what you tell your wife. Be careful what you tell your wife if you want to stay in marriage. And as a woman, how to know what you can, how to know what you can use to destroy your own marriage. You want to destroy your marriage, that's what I'm teaching you. So let me go back again because of the break in transmission. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you for joining. The number is not still at 120. You are sitting down watching my face and you don't want to share the page. Is it fair? Is it fair? What have I done wrong? Please, don't ask me to beg you to share. Share the thing because the school of marriage is good. Hit the button and share. What are you using the data for? You're using the data to watch other things. Telenovela, Nigerian movie, soap opera, Fela McCaffrey. Yes. Come to talk of Fela. Look, you the girls that you are speaking loose about Fela McCaffrey's going to do bottles and coming to show you slim tea. What do you need bottles for? Abraham Way, what do you need bottles for? You. What do you need? Why are you insulting Fela McCaffrey? She went to do something small at Turkey and had to maintain it with a team. Fela McCaffrey, before she became Fela, did you see about us as an airway? Why do people behave like that? Ashantis don't have bottles. They do their bottles, but this is an airway. Gas, airways, and Fantis, they have bottles and breasts. But Fela McCaffrey, she doesn't have breasts. Yeah. Where's the newspaper? She doesn't have breasts. If you see anybody who is, and they're pins, yeah, they're pins too. Some of them, they are very nice bottles. But because it's not original, what do we even call original bottles? If you can pay for it, it becomes original. So stop spoiling your business. I saw a lot of things about fella money. All the 20 medical deals I be saying, and young kwasi asem na all can wo the future. Menyamba ho as a medical so body one part expert to choa no to go. So I was just sharing with you the same topic I'm treating. How to know what can destroy your marriage as a woman. And as a man, if you want your marriage to stay, be careful what you tell your wife. Share with her, but be careful what you tell her. Sharing is different from telling. Can you hit the button, the share button? And let's at least go 100. We're just there, and then the internet took us off. And when the internet goes and comes, it's difficult for us to have all of you coming back. But I see a lot of you have joined. And anybody who want to join us, please hit the link so you can come and read for me, because I want a reader. I want a reader. This game, if you don't have a reader, it's difficult. I want a reader. I want a reader. Please help me get a reader immediately to come and read the messages for us. Thank you very much. So let me do it quickly, as I have just about 30 minutes, because it's 20. I have just about 30 minutes to end my show. And we have to learn something. I wish you can ask questions and I'll answer you. So I was telling you about the notion of the church that keeps you in marriage and in bondage. Are you aware that when you marry a woman and you don't like her again, you can divorce her? For example, she's no more pleasing to your heart. She's giving you too many instructions. Enfanto ha, no diato. Enfanto ha, no diato. When your wife is complaining, Miss Mambremi nipa, and to buy if you jumabana lu shoe go Google shoe rag no swa. Na yasisa udia na. Na wadi they say that tiaga na gasa na no go wari wuntebo. And ankwala ni diguha, opanyi diguha, what they do another to hey jai Jimmy no. Oba wale for your bar odi ni kunechi. Oyi ni socks no afa, oyi ni shoe no afa, oyi ni pioto no afa. Odidi wie anu apepa na no. For one mama and paper, they be boo and as a go with me at the be sure no me akasha. What did them say? And the giant complain. So me see oba ope salt na what they say no. Say oni ni kunu eko dem ni ekoda, oda ni kunu achi onda nani. And I'm beside me sorry in time na me nkwohwe nkwala ni nti me da na chi awo sorry awo bre ono da ho na we fa ne jipo be ya chocho sa man nya chocho sa oba bia wunyane afimpa so se wukunu se wunyane. So one of the things that happens to you is that for you to become a woman in marriage and not a wife is when you decide not to sleep behind your husband. So sleeping behind your husband, so I learned your sleeping pattern has changed. You don't have your 9 hours or your 15 hours sleep anymore. So I hate women who sleep as a wife. Sorry if you don't get it. You don't have anything doing. Sleep. I don't have a problem with that. But a woman who competes with the husband is sleeping and she's also sleeping. Yeah, da boom. Yeah, da. Na me the order ne. And how the order no be there na it is out there. One person be there be. What's your another na aye no? Wo the oye na nya Daniel friend. Him so nipa. Hey. Yasa. Oh, kunu bi a oda bebre pa. No, I had to say one Google to say contumre friend na make kwakọ no ochina wo TV so na. Eduabo. Bramenya akwankyere ma na fagu ni so. Fa wo kunu supporter ni the boxer shorts bra. De wa pepe agum kakra bra na bibia ma. It's a sad dan we bo hia aba mo fie. A little sleep, a little slumber, poverty crossed your house. Me, I have learned that no matter what you do, sleeping doesn't bring money until you are 60 years. I will sleep after 60. Because in the life expectancy level, 30 to 40 is a working hour. 30 to 40 is a working hour. I just said we are quite generous. Now, who go put box as you spec good abaya quite
Oba be no who spend when kunu boxer shorts mu a ontiem enye no di no. Agbajire wa pa akoyo ya wale ni begu. Na ukuru da bebire nso de enye ejimi. E na oba bi obi se ni kuru senti afi na wo ba. Eh. Enti mu adwuma mu ye na ahomachi nyina, wo yiri ta bisa asase mo pese okun. Hwe wudidie mu yi. O yiri hwe me tie. O yiri bisa asafe na wo ba. Enti mu adwuma mu mpon. Enti da be na mbe pon tem kra na mehu awia. O yiri start bisa asase me pa, onu aduane a eni ni ndi. Wo kono atim aduane a nkwa mendi. Ese emasa enche no ayam value de gu aduane, wo be dasa wan kro mama we lose business connections. Oban ni hu kwan so bisa say na afe na wo ba. Enti san kwase ade na mba bi ye. Wo ba na ye de nkrama wo kwan so. Akwana ne wan hyepa se na ye don fie no. Enti we de wadaro ma mira me small empanyu suma ja jimie ne suma panyi ye suma nkwala. Me small empanyu suma eno so ne den. I would like to send you an adult scent. Sani kind of brofumana. I know this one, it is not right, but the condition I find myself right now, and when I go home right now, I feel so much joint pain on my hip, my knee, and my shoulders. And I just learned that Junior is coughing profusely, and it's difficult for him to sleep if we don't get any cough mixture. So I was calling to beg of you, please, with all humility, my Nkotodwe is on the ground. If you are coming and you get to Lutrod Pharmacy at the junction, let them give you a cough mixture for age 9, and they should also give you the one that will make him sleep and small antibiotics, please. I am begging you, so he can sleep for me. See me. Only time I love you. Na ye me kwa me ba. Say ye na ye ba. And I hey. Me verse it. Oh, che wukunu. Na onto aduro wo kwan ho fam bra akola ne ho ahye ofie. Hwe. Oba wale phobia e wo medicine bag. I friend first aid box. Enti kra na ani omo ofie ni ntino. De bia aduro bi wo ho a e wo bag mu wo ho esi ho. Enti na me wari ohiani. Ohiani awari anya. Who your banner ko wari ohiani a untimi nya medicine bag. De bia ujira pharmacy. Ahomachi akola ho ayehye. I say your body so new. Efi ni ko ho ba ne nase. Ni etwa ne pala. Ade chie na hospital. Afi na opopo ye fa ne hospital. Your company hospital. Kolobusu da pala ba ahomachi nyame abo anu awu. Say nurses nyina maba nyina makọ elokum abre. Doctors ni de bobo ateta nko anje mu hu de omonyo omo. Nyame mbo anu fa oba mba kolebu anumre. Enye kolebu hospital no me je se kolebu ye ka kolebu a hospital asem ne ye ka. Ayare sabia na me kire na ayare sabia bia bemusu nkan na bibi nkan ahomachi ne fa nko ubehia doctors o makobu adwuma saa di jimie na ba be night doctor bia akọ bre ansa na betena na wo hwan krom na nsem hu doctor bia ne motem bom si gwei wan ko medical school as a medical school ko wi a motem bom walum bom nurse bia o ben na motem bom bia wan wie koso if I'm fan maybe share the page 80 nesha you pay 120 near fan so you had your son Millicent but that's so by so monsieur baby I wale for ube so wale igua suya de mi chire so it's simple men da ukunani da ukunachi sa excuse na mo man and I made a minimum kunsa na yam panisi ono counselor chirem baby a eye chire chirem baby eye anim o maame onye sade mu ja saka no ye kire wade a wombra ho asensua ahomaso tantan a momfa nko baby a me say men da empana no u pese o kachem so da we uni me empana no empana sin fifi yes most of the hotels so kwa empana won say sin fifi me wa en sin fifi o there is an entrance and there is an exit and your baby a ukunu da ho a e say ukunu tumi de ne bema e da wo to or Danny Benkum so. So I'm teaching you today. For more than 12 years, I've never taught this thing, but I'm teaching it. What does it mean to sleep behind your husband? It is when your husband is sleeping, he lies on the left-hand side and he can still see your back or can kiss you whilst you are lying on your right-hand side. So a woman should sleep on the right-hand side. A man should sleep on the left-hand side. I will not go into the medical exposition and the benefit of sleeping on your left-hand side as a man and the negative benefit of sleeping on the right-hand side. The bemo ne yiri ya aka wodem wa jini off. Uno yiri nkasa na watwe baako bosome baako. Wadane wani mo hwa. Yes, you are eating but me say there's no wrong wife. There is no wrong wife on earth. There's no wrong husband on earth. And I'll repeat it. There is nothing called a wrong woman. That is why there's no marriage material. Any counselor that tells you that let me teach you how to find a marriage material is a 419 deceptive person, because nobody can identify a marriage material. Because for you to tell me that what makes you a wife, it is not how you cook, it's not how you serve, it's not how you have sex, it's not how you wash, it's not how you clean. These things are not meant to be made as a wife. It is not the thing that makes you a good wife, because there are girls who are not married and they can still clean better than wives. They can wash, they can serve. Their sexual intercourse is so unique, better, sweet, presentable. What word again can I use? Let me go into the dictionary. Nauseating. Uncle school that. My camera focus. Uncle school that. Nauseating, I see anything. Oh, there are single girls who are not married, and the way they can take care of you, if that is what is marriage, then they don't need it. So awari enye otimi sebe onim pema groye onim sene yesempa onim sena yedi kunu kasa suewe me say the ma wo yo yire no enne for 12 years me kan da enne mbeka wa. What makes you a wife? I'm going to tell you what you do that identifies you as a wife. Washing, cleaning, scrubbing, serving food, walking with your rings on does not depict the type of wife you are. And that is why I have told you before that there's nothing called red flag. Nobody can tell you red flag before marriage. It's not true. There's nothing like that. Red flags are never seen before marriage. And as a matter of fact, there's nothing called red flag. Because I told you my regret in marriage. And I told you. And I've said it many years. The biggest regret of me marrying is to marry my wife and we should sleep on a big bed. Is the big bed king size or queen size? The one in my house, I don't know. Because anytime I see the bed, I get very worried. You can go into the room and my wife has slept in a certain way and you can't interpret the sleeping pattern, whether it's offensive, it's acceptable, it's calling away, it's calling for you. If you don't take care, you can make a mistake to interpret the sleeping pattern of my wife on the bed, and you make a mistake for the rest of your life that they will look at you with a certain eye. I wish I could have married my wife and the two of us will lie on 1.5 bed. You're 1.5 an hour. Double bed crying. You walk out, we want officer. Who say them? Who are not the BBC so? Who you don't match it? I said, oh no, that what obey me. So I get ya that say, over so done in China, one done as well, or better than the 2 amount. na mpa kese no akwa no ho embe Jimmy fo bi kura di pillow etu mfimfin near creative barrier obi kura churo note don't touch me ochina story I ever been dealing with pa ochina obi story I say masresa don't touch me the irina church don't touch me tintin na wacho and all the 911 aso actually don't touch me. And to me, my biggest regret say, many me yeah, damn package yes. And not to be shy girls. I hate small beds. I can't sleep on a small bed. Oh, and me, a part of something me that so. Me pempa met mother across soon is say, kalu, oh cross so then. And me, I can't sleep without pillow. Hey. So after, today I told you what a woman and a wife is. These things that comes out of a mouth of a wife is because she has become a woman. So don't sleep where your husband sleeps unless you have a connection of missing your husband's absence and you decide that I am sleeping at where she's sleeping. I remember one time I was not around and my wife was sick and she went to the hospital. Came back home. Thank you very much for leading me to 100. And I remember this thing. I let me see if she's watching. Some of the things I tell you, know what you tell a wife. I don't say it. I leave the story here. But they are altars and they are altars. Yes. They are altars and they are altars. I have used my boxer shorts to heal my wife before. Yes, my boxer shorts. I asked her to pick a particular boxer shorts at a particular time because she was not well. She wore it. And within that few time, I was able to connect to do. Do you understand? Yes. I've also used sexual intercourse to heal my wife from sick, getting yalian wo ye tu asie nko edie na mi tu asie. Men kase bra mi ndi hospital yale. Nye duro bia na ya ese obi ayale. Adwin fini dos. Me chira o say obi betumi aka say ma fi mi kunu ti ba bia mi kunu da nti me da ho. Mi kunu ho pam. Oni so obi a wo pampan wo no. Oh no, yes. Apart from perfume and nipa use no, obia won ho scent. Me nka tulale, onum tulale. Obi tumi share perfume na wura na ho nyina. The last week and last 2 weeks, me wura baby. Scent ni nya kra na msa adan obi atan si da bi. Kremoni perfume. What's a cremofo perfume be tell be bi born to say agugo bi. Ebi su born to say tan. Yeah. A special perfume be uko Nima market ayeton. Those times now you go school no ye nkrofobi kotobi ni mo hwehwe gutuam who you say see obi abebo ne say wow it smells nice na ye what say 11 fadan so hokowai na me ye adwuma fa so me nsuko edu anadu a wonda me ba office afa na abeda ahye anya ya get am no office order or dance what many make sure they say usu ade woda share the page. Let's go. You got turn it to me and be feeling kakra. Who you saw anopa? All the cost will be say kama. Your Baba say 11 a year lunch. Now who born to say Coco Bean Brown? Make out a station. And make out top perfume we go school those days. Na perfume ni nice pa. Enti me ko sram ma me ofie. And I'm make a cry here my switchy and my tadi me go no fie. Me do ona ma me yi me PF. Okay, by Jeko. Kema, nko Jeko. Na ma me di ma bodu. Jemo tale no wanu adu e. Ah, ma me neba. Kwa. O yen je fun gbonyo. Apparently, the perfume I bought from Tama Station, when they dress the corpse, it is what they use. They were told like go to perfume. It was in a small bottle that you can open like the way that The bottled water is like this. And I bought it and I washed. I brought it. My mother I took my bath. I washed my dress. She didn't even let me finish. I was telling my mother the name of the perfume was Indomitable Lion. He said, "Why your perfume?" So it was a dead person's perfume. They used to dress the corpse. I've not forgotten. From that day, I told God, and one of the things that sucks my money in life is perfume. I'm telling you. But I tell you as a man, by today's message, learn how to brag. Never belittle yourself. Oh, he needs to be proud to be a man. Oh, to me, to your danka, cramming will be. Kana cram. Why would you say fool and him? Edar. Your baby sikafa to fool, Fakos Roba for when a chess or your bema. What must say? Only your back to know a talk car. Gina drive it. Father than a man. My the Mawa. On a say the amount. Did you have a do a G? And the person children in and say, T. To be a wife is different from being a woman. And so being a woman in marriage can destroy your marriage. Being a wife. So if you want to stay in marriage, be a wife. If you want to destroy your marriage, be a woman. And I've given you some things that makes you a woman in marriage. Your sleeping pattern must change as a wife. You can't sleep 9 hours again. You cannot enter into my office and whilst I am lecturing, you make your eye all, your mouth all, and you are sleeping. Wake up! They are teaching good. Go online and write. Counselor, God bless you. You make your face like born to me. Ademe. Yes, my okra stew is finished. Yesterday I ate the okra stew. Come on, Friday, and I'm did the aka. Ninkwana media Ganyan sign. I beg for you, I'm a for me. Umudi tafra moha. Ono boss did you know what do boss? So what do you come for and come away with the tafra henina? Akaki to a benin cutting wine. You be shed your linens abeka. When you nti wo frɛ me wo nipa a wo frɛ me no sɛ ampa sɛ me yo nyonko anka wonim sɛ mo life blood sucking demons mon kan kyerɛ sɛ mo life musu mo ntumi do 120 mo kɔ 100 no about 94 musu ti ɔno nhwɛ hyade no to ɔhwɛ banim data no the other. So I've told you about it. A wife doesn't sleep before a husband comes home. A wife doesn't sleep before a husband comes home. You can doze off. But the appearance and the hooting of your husband's car, the opening, that's why any husband that enters into a house, don't open the door as if you are a thief. Open the door as if you are your baby entering into your boss's office. My secretary in the office will open the door as if she owns me. Brah! She opens the door. If your baby opens the door, you had to go. You didn't need to hear somebody opening the door. It was your baby. When she's coming, you know she's coming. And she can enter the office with talking. Oh, I said, don't go. Just try and learn that your baby attitude. You know, she's grown. She's about 52 years, but she's still called baby. So you can imagine. That's how I'm doing life and she's sleeping. As you are sitting right now, let me tell you, she's waiting for my rice water I brought for her. She'll never cook rice water and bring, but she's waiting for my own that I bring. So men, learn from your baby's lifestyle. You should not drink water. When I'm doing life, because you come and ask for water. All these things are village life and temptations. I told you whatever happens around me, I'll say it. You're sleeping with your face like something. Continue. So as a man, learn like your baby in my office. When you get home, make noise. Open the door. Don't do courtesy for boys and girls. If your children wake up, it's okay, it's normal. No child can wake up at 12 and will not sleep again unless they are witches and wizards or the food their mother gave them is wrong. The only mistake is that when my son wakes up after 12, he will have to eat before he goes to sleep. Ola, when my son wakes up, you see he's going and coming, and because the rule is that you cannot touch anything in the kitchen, the mother is sleeping, and once the mother is sleeping, you cannot go wake your mother up to come and give. It's a protocol. Now, Kobasa, I see that this is sign and symptoms of inkiting. Are you hungry? Yes, daddy. Okay. Then because I'm going to eat, you know me, before I sleep every evening, I eat your Vita before I sleep. Wait. Oh, midi. Me too much can I say? And you may be on my half. The be cool. Obi enu. Zuenu. Menka say you be nam. Ohien you be didi. Na kana me na me pranam pa. Opoku ede gu nkruma fo yemu. Wele. Obi wele. Wele aya twimu kama. Aya light, soft. Enye wu nkruma fo ye. Na wo pre wele no. Na me tiauka. What do I say? So I'm saying that as a wife, your sleeping pattern must change. What I'm saying, I'll read your messages for you. Millicent, why I didn't publish a message about Emma? And then they kakra. Me just me post you idea send it there. Eti enyano. Don't sleep above your husband. Wake up before your husband wakes up. And we are sleeping with your husband on the same bed. One of the things you have to learn in sleeping with your husband on the same bed is sleep in a certain way that your husband will always sleep behind you. Don't ever, in your history of living, don't ever, in your ability of living, try this anywhere. Please, I'm saying that. Don't. Don't do. The word is don't. Don't allow your husband to sleep where you are supposed to sleep. As often as your husband sleeps where the woman is supposed to sleep, your husband will still be a husband, but he'll become a woman in the marriage. And that is when your husband becomes a woman in the marriage, you will suffer. So your sleeping pattern will change. Your sleeping position will remain behind your husband. I will not discuss your sex life today. That will be a later discussion. But what is the next thing that when you do, it changes you from a wife to a woman? Remember, I told you something for 12 years I have not said. I was about to tell you, and I have been told to keep it again. Mind you, marriage is not democracy. Marriage is autocracy. That is why the word Mrs. MRS, Masters Registered Slave. Masters Registered Slave. So if you don't want to become a slave, don't marry. Every wife is a slave. And if you understand that you are a registered slave, you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. The next thing I want to move, because somebody has requested, is that if you find yourself as a wife, what you can do, hear me, I've told you, cooking, washing, cleaning, these basic house chores are not designed for wives. Immediately you grow and become a woman and a man, there is a gender biasness that by default gives the grace, the clearance, and the credence for a certain gender to operate easily, and that is house chores. If your husband knows how to cook more than you, it is a disgrace to the family you belong to. So, as a wife in the house, the next thing you have to learn how to do as a wife is learn how to serve a husband and not to take care of a husband. So if you want your marriage to destroy faster, take care of your husband, don't serve him. She kasemu ya di bema ebe kan sen. Sumu ukunu menhwe no. Hwe bema bia wutie mi we ho. Enye odo enti na wo yire ade be che no no wa mo 1,000 Ghana a show obotom. Na wo jimie wo di tu ho. Wo di aka o bragging rights no ho. Me dem yire me tene so an so. O to yire so no an sorry a wo ejimifo. Na wo fa ahembo kotena no so. E so yire o tena no so cha wo kote be wu. Ye ntra no so nche. O tena no so kra no asori no abo afa na chi. Enti o tena no so ayede. Ni amuaska hye wonsem. Hwe bema kentinka. E fifi akwa adwuma. Na na yira ma ne sika e dia tofu. He, ensem ni bia ba no obi se ni kunu enkoto gas embre fia. Or the cylinder ne share car mu a bema ne si na sika e de koto gas no en. O se mira, we dia wadaruma. To be mine for once about chop mini sky. Yo, na baby I'll see a ton gas no. Fuel am be to gas no way. What's on tiasie? Bema koto gas. E bisa ne yiri sika. Oba ne kaya or sen bisa ne sika e dia to fuel gu car no de koto gas. Na mo de nyame bo mo sen na mo nya jimifuo se e ye mo yiri no. Enkwasiafo mbe mo se muhia won hi na mo ma mo ho kwan. Asori ni jimi enti omo wale mo. Nipa yi nkrofo ye di omo nkomo no mo asori dem mo. Se oba no e bin bema no e bin jimifo kasa ye de kan wade ho. So oba asrew se to gas bra. Bema wo tia wade ase a ense se oba na hwew e so oba som wo no. Wo mpre wo ho gidigidi sa. Now, the way you say, you provide what must be used to serve you. A woman must not provide what must be used to serve you. In your kingdom, the things that makes you are bought or brought by the kingmakers. Now, Bema sorry, I'm not just cafe the year. A bobo sian fe the year. Enya busi obe tua so bema te wo ma ne yiri to light hwe kwasia be na bi ote Ghana oba bia bri na ni mfifia ye living saa be si dan wo Ghana ma no one no wo ba ko pe bema ne te oyarefa na se bolafo ba se ye be fa bola wa fa phone na friend yiri e wa brochire on hwempo se e ahomachia na ade achi wa brochire no afre no oba no so jimi into friend hana no say yes baby onye such a stupid vegetable has gotten a woman to marry in abrochi bola for number and I'm say last month na you tie car 20 Ghana it's am say me friend say obetuma send am mo na be send na me yimo na so froba ne sa na oba na fa no was sending audio man. Yes, my love, I know you are tired, but you shouldn't be sleeping because I'm awake. Onye. Very offensive. Baller. Now light is bobo. Light is bobo. Light is worse. Nancy and doom so ba ye dear. Mesre me kase. Or see yanto a rechargeable light a man and a fan. Usha we o you kun no ye caretaker. We me kwa abrochia. Mami nsuni ni jimie. When ye do 55 odi ni ho ache. Esre me se me ma be me yimbe kan ho abrochire me say madam. Boy you tonku be. Boy you tonku be wo Laboni Junction. Or pobia bua na babrochire. Who sika fa be fa no. One tiasie. Cheba for me watch it. Usika semi ye dear. Me here usika ba first so because the council like 2000 to data. 90 and phone with Jimmy and what can be actually one. Wakote. Uti say me ye abrobo mo edu de waba. Betie na ko. Why? See how na motia. Tie me. Oba said ye wo fie. Almost start it. And me man akeka won hu. You were blocking you. At first, I didn't understand you, counselor. But as I am growing, MSP 30, the best menstrual drug for the season. Wherever you are, you need MSP 30. Or maybe I say you, we have MSP 30, MSP 30, MSP 30, a medru, and your medru, Bema Unuma, wow, and man a benum. And the other better fried rice, Amagel, to MSP 30, man, number when we are modeno, or my saying your mod. What must I say? And to MSP 30, man, na Sanso never the Sana and Kuya, ginger honey chips, Abrochide DNA, and was Ziplo, Omuchi bottle, and 2 year be there for 862-215-2007. Sanso now we're gonna be a Tremodia near a Petremodia, Pagana for Petremodia. 0277-609-6 of Macbe ginger honey chips. Macbe ginger honey chips. A branch tittim on not only data or mommy bida. They be another to my idea. So, crime person of a fast. Next one or bear, main fatem, the blocking. Yankuponya wadum. Now, may a post to be best at 2 weeks. Now, post Nancy attempt the day. May say, if you marry as a poor man, and after 5 years, you are still poor in the marriage, check your wife. And family, me say worry so yeni bema, I wouldn't be. Now what now against asi in fear num. Now go studio here, show bana wale no. Omantia say, Nyanseni bi ambebisa for further clarification. Attempt the day. And everything that doesn't go where they blame the woman, and you are just there every time you are against women, there be me. Ushia oba otia wadia sia onye oba na oya wadi for. If you meet a woman who has transmogrified to become a wife, and you marry a woman and make her a wife as a poor man, and after 5 years you are still poor, check your wife. Because a woman who has married a poor man can never endure forever, but will make sure that the woman will make sure that their husband becomes rich. How? Omba yiro, enti ne fro wa yiro no. Omba yiro wa akọ homa. Ndi okọ omba. Koda nwure. Edanka ubetua light bill, ubetua nkola fees, ubetua fili. Yeah. You ubetua. Hey, you ever chill come away feeling? Now the air time say, San crofo ya yedi wo hu komo ya. Omo adane vegetable wa wale mu. Omo gum be mani ma se dudu bebre. Eno obi story odi aba. Ni kunu edi nanim. Edi akokogye bosia. Bosia na ni kunu kogye no. Okwa akogye bosia de akosane maame yale. Ena one ne yiri ne course ne yiri ne nko gina sa dansi die ma. Say Jimmy fo nyina kan be ma ho ko. We mu nyina ene uhu omom so mo ye Mr. Ako registered slave, and you are living under the slave masterhood of such a stupid man disgracing me. Bema ko bobosia wo do yire ko. Wa Jimmy. Hwe wo de bosia na be hwe yire no mba akoso. Me ma yiri nim se busia na rehwe na. E da ba wu na busia ran ba je ni sika. You have to learn how to brag. Oto nyonko be ma corridor so twen. Aji sika go to your school fees. Oyere frɛ how man I am in front of the office of my friend I told you about. He asked me to wait, so don't worry. The student school fees, I'll collect something. Don't tell your wife the source of the money you are enjoying. Don't tell your wife. I say, learn to be careful what you tell your wife, but share with her. So there's no between telling and sharing. Because any woman who knows the source of your income will always disrespect you. I've met a lot of women who are not supportive. Yes, they are not supportive. Look at me. I sell ginger. I sell MSP. I sell everything. I sell panties. I sell brazier. I sell boxer shorts. I sell everything. The only thing I've not attempted to sell is a human being. But as a good wife around me, you should be able to sell what I sell, not because I've opened a store for you as a woman. But imagine MSP 30. Somebody sees my wife and say, hey, who can I do? Like I'm saying, Toby United is saying, a draw bang. Oh, when him say, who can I draw be a year Toby? Sir. Hey, that's what they see me. Now, Obia Tobiano. Oh, Madame Fubiano. Hey, me could do a carpenter. Me could do a carpenter or the draw ko head. Hey, Monsieur Yenamaya, you been pass some more. Now, do not buy no, now, every for approve. I don't know the buy no, hey, sister. It am a slam will be cool there. When say me wade na me de me nim so to aduru bia. Oh, anti ma wonnum bi. Me say me nim so to aduru bia o. No ba say wo to aduru no na anya 2 pesos a, wo de kohwe no. Onye mfomso, onim say wo to aduru. Me ti ase. And I want friend so me to aduru ma, me ti ase. But then oba a onya de self for eye. Oba wale for any oba on ti awade ase different. Enti we oba wale for onyonko baba ya o ti awade ase o ka se ukunu aduru. Immediately, hey, ona ga pebi. Aw me repri epie o. Eduro no so pia na ko eduro no de. Eso bia o. Oba meka che na ga opesen. Me pe 4. Oh, and utu ya ne mumu ana di scan e ma no. Mami ji scan to ma oba me ameja makora ndi abrel. This is what we do. This is a wife. But a woman will challenge it. It is only a woman that your husband gives you something and they challenge what the husband has given. Yeah. I have something for you. Close your eyes. Tell my friend is I have something for you. Close your eyes. I have no other difference. Yeah, I can't close my eyes. So what if I close my eyes and you put something in my mouth and I die? What if I close my eyes and you become one? And then I say, what do you mean in India? To be a wife, once you remain as a wife, it will be very difficult for you to destroy your marriage. So if you want to destroy your marriage, learn how to become a woman, even though you're married. I said, only the wise will understand this man. Please don't write this man. Only the wise will understand Dr. Counselor Luttrell. I mean, for those who don't appreciate what we have worked for, address me properly. Because I taught you this morning that every man must learn how to brag. Assist me to brag. Benjamin, you too. Millicent says thank you. So let me, as a wrap up, let me read some of the messages here. My voice is not live, I'll read for you. But say Mrs. means master's registered slave. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think I have to read from this tablet and then. There was a. Hey. So I told you that as a wife, when your husband goes to buy food in park, you never allow him to eat it in the park. It's one of the good signs of a wife. So when you become a wife, you practice what women practice, but in a wife mentality. He says, thank you so much. Marriage is not democracy, but autocracy. Well noted. Yes, I said it. This is not Mugabe's statement. It's Councillor Luton's. He says, literacy and work is not making this generation see wife materials. We have to compromise to be with the woman as a wife. In life, if you want to live long, learn how to pretend. Sakite Mabel says, ha ha ha. Hayford, thank you so much. Stephen says, God bless you, man of God. Thank you. Emmanuel says that I just admire you so much, such that I hope to meet up with you soonest. Send your money first. Let the gift come ahead of you, and meeting me will become very easy. It is not like the office of the president that they deny that people pay before they see the president. Me, I collect money before you see me. 0530 457 511. You see, my people are not here. If my people are online today, when I speak like this, they type, but they are sleeping. I'm working, bringing money home. They are sleeping. Type the Momo number for the people who are sleeping with your face like Mokoni Wanyele. What is the meaning of Mokoni Wanyele? Obi Anenikum. Type the number I'm mentioning. You are watching me. 0530 457 511. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. So in a wrap-up statement, I can't read all your messages, but I think that thank you for joining me. And thank you for taking me to 120 and all of a sudden bringing me down to 94. Why I have no clothes? You see, some will think it's not organic. I've come to learn that there's nothing called organic in this world. If you do good, you do for yourself. If you do bad, you do for yourself. So if you want to destroy your marriage, these few things I have brought will help you as a wife to destroy your marriage. Tomorrow, God willing, I will continue the next part, the road to destroying your own marriage. But keep the things I've taught you today in mind. Most of you are seriously acting as women in marriage and still want to have your marriage. If you lose your marriage as a wife, you become a woman. I plead with you, if you are interested, this is what I tell people, until you leave the marriage, be a wife. Until you leave the marriage, be a wife. Work on your regrets. I have worked on my regrets. My regret is the biggest bed I bought to lie on with my wife. And the new way I thought was that when I come home and my wife is sleeping, if she's sleeping at the last end to the wall, I will move to sleep with her until we fall off the wall or we enter the wall. Because at times you don't understand why she's there like that. Whether she's missing you, whether she's angry with you, whether she wants to be alone, you don't understand the pattern. A lecturer one time said, when you get home and your wife is lying at your position, it means that she's requesting for sexual intercourse. Kalu, they will hit your face. Thank you very much for joining me. This thing has been proudly brought to you by the Road Show. Is proudly sponsored by Makwe Ginger Honey Chips, both in bottle and in sachet. This is in America and Europe. Right now, it's coming to Italy by next week. It is coming to Italy. Now, if you're in Italy, you are going to get Makwe Ginger Honey Chips. If you're in UK, you're going to get Makwe Ginger. But in America and in North Carolina and in the United States of America, in New Jersey, New Jersey, you can have all these. This one especially, the one in the sachet or the Ziploc. The bottle one is in Ghana. You can come to Korle Bu Teaching Hospital and ask for your baby. They can give you one. Or you come to Korle Bu Teaching Hospital and we are stranded and you are coughing. Before you buy your cough mixture, 0277 609
644. As I speak, it's a long time she went around to go and sell ginger because right now she's comfortable leading like the MPP breaking the 8. But one day, Okombedino 0277 609 644. In America, you can get this on 862 215. This is Ziploc. They say they call it pouch. Yes. So this pouch, kutuku ya mkre. In Navinya America, in Ghana, medium in tone, kutuku or Ghana. Yamishra Munina. Now, what will be sound Sayoya 862 215 2007 MSP 30. I mean, or baby, I will say, Numbi. From Mrs. I found the umbrella. Please don't miss my number 0277 609 644. Uba no one qua Ubeji. Let me say a big thank you to the back production team. To the production team today, you've done well. Let me clap for you. Yeah, you've done well. And I've missed my driver. My driver has traveled small. This is her second time in Dubai. And she's not going to take long. She's going to do 4 days in Dubai. It's good to have money. And so I came today alone. And my TikTok too has been blocked. So friends on TikTok will not be doing TikTok for the next 1 month. So let's do Facebook and build our numbers. As for the team to teach, I have it. I know all of you are expecting a certain soundbite on a certain character of a certain guy. Let me repeat this to medical. AMG Medical, Mr. Frimpong, Akwala Frimpong. Tell medical, I say, the best that can happen to him is to find a space in his mind, his mouth, and his childish thinking to apologize to Osekwame Despite and Father Dixon for insulting them on the platform. As for Miss G, she was just hosting, so you cannot insult them. What Shatta Wale did is one of the most stupid things that any human being can do on earth. The amount of money Shatta Wale has is just a drop. It's not even up to a drop of the money that Osekwame Despite and Father Dixon and the rest have. And at their age, what they have had or what they have, Shatta Wale, whether you get to that age and your businesses will still be running, be careful. We're in this country when UT was on top. Where's Mr. Mwabin today? The life we live, politicians can destroy your wealth and riches. Policies can destroy your wealth and riches. So if you're a young boy, you're counting some small coins, where you're paying your nanny 2,000 Ghana cedis, Jimmy. Now social media, chidesa na utia diode obako suku Jimmy. And kwalanya kwa wale. Ede ye mfaton se emma bebre nam ne wan nante na obi ante se obeya mwan no ebe fo kwasia be ma Jimmy. Ni sister Debbie wa wale ne da. Kwasia wa wale ne da. Ye kan yire a wo de yire tetu empna ho. Aboa Jimmy ta. Bra ba pa desta cho. Make hunte. Hey, medical. You leave Shatta Wale. That guy working there is a shrine. Follow him. Learn from his business tactics. But when he's fooling and making folly statements, fighting the people at the top, be careful. I say medical. Call your family members and your grandfather. Come and apologize to Dr. Osekwame Despite and Father Dixon. Social media, go ahead. But I'm looking forward to you carrying your mother. I know your mother likes you so much. And your siblings, your manager, and come to the Despite building. Come and look for Father Dixon, not because you want to go on radio or TV, but you want to come and say sorry for your negative utterances towards Dr. Osekwame Despite and Father Dixon. As for Miss G, she will get you. And whatever they said, and the silly thing you are doing now in the space with your wife, what was wrong with what they said? I want you to come and redeem your soul from the pit you have dug for yourself by insulting a rich man, thinking because you are going to feel the indigo, you are indelible. Kalu medical, Kalu. And as for Shatta Wale, kokebeke ni oton le dwemo. Kokebeke ni oton le dwemo. Ajo nu kwa mi ni yomi, Shatta Wale. Ajo nu kwa mi ni yo. Jena ka tosebo. Me call me fue ke onabu wefu. Onabu dai wo ayo bulu. Na Shatta Wale. Onabeke be wala. Abakwa fa, nyemo ese, nye bakwa Father Dixon.
Guess despite five. Jamoni ye jame. Aje onupa inakan. Ni a record natwa na ke five pamoya. Kaje nakan no mo badi nyese. Good night. It doesn't mean you should go and sleep as a lazy man. Go and work. Children's school fees. Go and work.
Is bad breath distancing you from your friends? Worry no more, because NBF Gingival Gel will put a smile on your face again. It is good for bad breath, tooth decay, and gum issues. NBF Gingival Gel has antioxidant properties of vitamin C and E and soothing properties of propolis. It can also be used as a toothpaste. You can also mix it with water and gargle with it. Always remember that anytime we talk about bad breath, NBF Gingival Gel will be there to do the magic. For bulk purchase, contact Light Pharma and leading pharmaceuticals or call us on 0200-799-325 or 0267-569-764. NBF Gingival Gel, your new
Michael, we support the immune system. Yeah, Minya, Michael.
Pacho, what Tony near?
Let's not go be able to go in the
Make up support my boost phone in our immune system. Hey, that's a Chevical t-shirt. Mato t-shirt. The combat the fun kind of your t-shirt to go, mommy.
Boss, champion, Mr. Mr. Willie one.
Okay.
Michael, supporting the immune system.
And your well-being.
Vico 20 is not suitable for children under 12 years of age, pregnant women, and lactating mothers. A quality product from Joy Herbal Center. This advertisement has been vetted and approved.
I hope you can hear the sound of what I'm chewing. It's nothing but it's ginger honey chips. Ginger honey chips. Now in the United States of America, everywhere you want, 862-215-2007. You can chew it like this, or better still, put it on your cocoa, rice water, oatmeal. You can put it in your akpatashi, your whiskey, your brandy, anything you want to put it on it. It's so nice. So nice. Oh my God. Ginger honey chips, 862-215-2007. 862-215-2007. It's your ginger honey chips. Get one for
Yare yo, yare yes. Obi benya one fi yare. Yamfa yare nsu nya nipa. Sichire yare ni no. Sickness can determine the last straw of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones, supporters of our foundation, the CL Foundation for Health, Diabetes and Asthma and Cerebral Palsy. We are knocking at your doors, knocking at your pockets, knocking at your emotions. Support me and my team to support people living with diabetes, asthma, and cerebral palsy. Your donations are welcome on 862-215-2007. Your Zelle 862-215-2007. MTN Ghana numbers 055-000-5077. 055-000-5077. It is the MTN number. CL Foundation for Health and Support. Help us with the diabetes equipment, glucometers, wheelchairs, old clothing, new clothing, financial support, and let's give it to the needy. Thank you for your support. Yari yo.